Anyway, yeah, so we're go. We're doing
All
this.
right. Well,
Yeah.
since we're recording, I think we should just start off talking about what we're drinking. Just get that out of the way. I do that, it's a show about crafting a conversation, but also about a conversation about craft beer. So what we were drinking today, I picked this up on the way here. That's kind of the reason I was late as well. I had to get some beer. So this is the Perfect Disguise. It's a double IPA from Dogfish Head Brewing Company. And what's the description on this guy? It says, on the surface, the Perfect Disguise looks like a straightforward Kolsch with a crisp Kolsch yeast and traditional German malts and hops, but things aren't always what they seem. With a quick sniff and a slight sip, you're greeted by a creamy mouthfeel and a full body thanks to the addition of a unique German chit malt. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds fun. The first hint that this beer may be something different. Hiding deeper behind that German disguise is the double dry hopping of an American double IPA. With nearly 4 pounds of German and American hops per barrel, it brings tropical flavors of citrus, tangerine, mango, gooseberries, and peach. There you go. That's what we're drinking.
8% content.
It's actually pretty fucking good. I don't personally usually drink IPAs myself.
Right.
I also don't really have a care on what I drink, but it's actually pretty good for a change.
He's also a girl.
Yeah.
Big vagina. Yep. Fuck you.
I like it. Tastes
Yeah,
good.
it's good. And we're drinking it out of the bottle today, guys. Sometimes you just got to drink out the bottle,
Yeah. You want this over here?
Frosty.
I'm
Good.
good.
We're not really.
But yeah, we're sitting here with Josh and Christian of the Noisy Boys. Where did the name Noisy Boys come from? Let's just start there.
Man. You can take that one.
Yeah. No. So so this all used to be downstairs in another room. So there's that couch and that couch weren't in it.
Okay.
But everything else was in it, and about a room half this size.
Yeah.
Tiny ass room.
Tiny ass room. We were fucking. When I got here, I was like, dude, why isn't this studio in here? Anyway, fast forward. We were painting or doing wallpaper, taking the wallpaper off.
Trying to take wallpaper off. Trying to take wallpaper off of a wall is the dumbest thing in the world.
Yes.
Right.
We
Whoever invented wallpaper is stupid.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
yeah, so we just fuck it, we're gonna paint over this.
Yeah.
And then his brother was here at the time, and we were painting it and shooting the shit. And 1 minute I'm just like, his brother's named Ronnie, and I was like in the studio trying to make some noise with Josh, Ronnie, and the rest of the boys. And ever since then, I just stuck. When I see something, I roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
Took him a while to get on board.
It took a long while.
It took a long
For me to
while.
appreciate the name.
But it was easy, and it kind of just, in my opinion, from what I've heard, it sticks with people. Like, it's easy to remember.
Yeah, for sure.
And he made the emblem, and then we made T-shirts, and it was at that point it was too far to
Right.
back
Once you
out.
started branding it, you're in.
And then it started growing on us, and then it does kind of represent like
What we do.
what we're doing anyways, because it's more of like a not so serious fun name.
Yeah.
Right. Was there a name prior to that? Was there a beginning name, or that was the start?
Josh Talent.
Yeah.
We use like a name generating
Website.
band generating website,
Okay.
and you like put in all this other information and stuff, like artists that are in the band and stuff like that. And one of the things that came up was Josh Talent.
Yeah.
So we've considered
That would not have
introducing
been good.
ourselves as that. Like
Yeah.
Josh Talent, and Noisy Boys.
Well, at the time
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that
The
works
Noisy
because
Boys, formerly Josh
Noisy
Talent
Josh.
or whatever it is. Yeah.
So just kind of rolled with it, and then also I expanded on that, the catchphrase, which took us a little minute to actually get the catchphrase, but finally nailed it down to for the noise.
Mm-hmm.
On the card it says do it for the noise, and we originally truncated it because it's just for the noise, and that want that to be applied to everything. It just says exactly what we do, and the versatility of noise really helps us. It could be a noun, it could be like adjective, like what do we do it for, the noise, we bring the noise, all this, just the versatility just kind of worked out from the branding aspect. So
Nice.
yeah.
Which, as a matter of fact, if anybody hasn't noticed, we're in the Noisy Boy Studios instead of the Craft Conversation Studios. So I appreciate you guys having me. I appreciate you guys setting all this up and putting it all together. It's going to be a good one, I think.
Yeah, thanks.
Once you guys do all the editing, it's going to save me a lot of work. So I appreciate it.
We'll steal this show.
No problem. No problem.
Just
That's
this
going to be
episode.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you know,
by the way, if you didn't notice, the cameras are here, and there.
yep,
So
I
just
got
let
it.
you know.
That's the most cameras ever on this podcast. We'll call this the camera episode. Maybe. I don't know.
Setting precedents.
Yeah.
So how'd you guys meet each other? I mean, you guys friends forever, childhood friends, enemies, become
Basically,
friends.
We met in kindergarten
Come on,
way
really?
back when.
Like,
yeah,
no shit.
Seriously?
Seriously, we're
This,
fucking dead serious.
curly-headed fuck at the time. He had like this huge afro thing.
Right.
And I remember hanging out with him and his dad, and then we didn't see each other until probably like high school.
High school.
Oh, middle school, I think, somewhere.
High schoolish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you remember me? And like, we started hanging out again after that.
Yeah. From here originally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Somerville.
Yeah. I'm from everywhere out, like Somerville, North Charleston, all like Jedburgh.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's same. Like the stomping grounds really more the North Charleston area, for me, and then moved to West Ashley, then Mount Pleasant, and now Somerville. I never thought I'd be out here, to be honest, in Somerville.
Right.
So, but it's been good. It's been interesting. But
Nice.
true shit.
This is where everybody comes to save money.
What's that?
This is where everybody comes to save money.
Yeah. Somerville. Right.
Yeah. We have a lot of people coming in and out.
So other musicians in here as well, or just you two guys?
Most.
It wasn't originally, but
Yeah.
so the other thing about the whole Noisy Boys thing is we end up inspiring people. And one of the roommates that we have, TDogg,
Yep.
he actually just released his first single the other day on SoundCloud.
Nice.
But he moved in and he was like, I was working with him at Boeing and
That's high class, by the way. Anybody
yeah,
listening?
high class. But he moved in and he was like, yeah, I don't do any music or whatever. And I guess he used to do beats with his buddies. And then I told him, I was like, you can just come in and record anytime you want. And he's got like, I don't even know, like 20-some songs now
Right.
that he's almost done with. And we're mixing and mastering them and pushing them out of here.
Nice.
So he like came in with no like idea of doing music and then started getting here. And we got another roommate, Aaron, who's trying to get me to help him out in here doing singing and stuff like that.
Right. So the studio is actually a studio. I mean, you're actually recording stuff out of here and
Yeah.
Yeah.
and releasing it.
Yeah. We're trying to get more people to come through. Right now we're doing like really cheap prices just to get people to just come in. And then once we get a couple like songs pushed out, then we're going to start charging normal prices.
Right. So is that the plan? I mean, what's the big goal? Is it to be a big? Well, you mentioned rock group. I mean, is that what you consider yourselves, a rock group?
Rock core, like rock, hip hop, a little bit of everything.
Right.
Really,
A band. Not even a band.
well, we're missing.
Yeah, the way
a few-
I've described you guys is like Chris Daughtry meets Linkin Park is the way I describe you guys.
I mean, that's.
I don't know
fair.
if that's good or not. If that
Yeah, it'll work.
That'll
It's
work.
insulting,
Yeah,
but-
it'll work.
Yeah.
The Lincoln Park actually, we got that the first time through you guys. That was a nice, pleasant surprise. Because back in their day, they were more hardcore and stuff. We kind of mess around with everything.
And we've gotten Eric Church and Linkin Park, Red Hot Chili Peppers,
yeah.
Yeah,
which
BC
honestly, like
Boys.
guitar and music wise, because I do most of the music side of everything, and I'm kind of aiming most of our stuff towards like that funky Chili Peppers kind of vibe. Even
Right.
though like lyrically it's not the same, but
Yeah. But I guess my question was, is that what the future is for you guys as a band, or is it the studio? I mean, do you want to do recording and
Band.
help
The
other
band.
people out?
Band.
The band is
Yeah,
the
that's
first and
why we
foremost.
haven't fully tried to bring a bunch of people on, because we want to focus on ourselves first and really get that band down, and then also go along with helping other people too. So the cross branding, though, that's why the we just stuck with the Noisy Boy Studios, but also call us Noisy Boys easily. You could just, it's all, at first to some it might be confusing, like are they a studio, blah blah blah, but it sticks with you. Like you just Noisy Boys Studios, blah blah blah, no differentiation, but definitely the band.
Right.
So.
And it's just the two of you guys, right? I mean, you do some playing around with some other music in the background. I mean, what do? You loop some stuff in. I think you told me, right? I mean, you play the guitar, you do the rapping, but then
Yeah.
you also have some background percussion that you throw in and things like that, or
Yeah,
or is there fourth people?
for the longest time we haven't had a drummer or a bassist or anyone else, so it's been us, and we like record everything in the studio and make the drums and stuff like that, and then I bring a loop pedal with drums and like, pretty much backing tracks, and we play to that.
Right. So like you guys are going to be at Homegrown eventually, and it'll just be you two guys, but you'll have that backing track stuff going on.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
We actually just found a drummer that is really promising.
Yeah.
And hoping it like sticks, because we've also come to the terms that we don't really need a bassist until somebody is excited to be a bassist instead of being like, come on.
Yeah, the biggest thing is really finding, and we understand it's not the fucking easiest thing to do, to just be like, hey, I'm going to be part of a band and just uproot yourself. But having people that are committed and steady has been the hardest thing. So like for us, we have the luxury of, we've known each other a lot. We know we're loyal. Like we're serious as fuck about this. And that's what we're trying to show people. Like this isn't just, we're not just all open mics, and we're not like, we're serious about this. We grew up around it. We're about it.
Yeah.
Like, so
the hardest part is figuring out how to do it without other people.
yeah.
Trying to be just a guitarist, singer, and a rapper.
Yeah.
Right. So I know you said you've known each other for a long time and kind of reconnected, but how did you guys put those two styles together? I mean, how did you say, hey, this is something that works. I like what you're doing. I like what you're doing. Let's put it together and do it together. How did that come about?
It's actually
So
interesting.
Because I've started playing music whenever I was like, I don't know, 17. Taught myself guitar, taught myself how to sing, and then went through a stint of like trying to do music in New York. Didn't work, so I actually joined the Marine Corps to pay for my own studio stuff. That was like one of my main goals, was to, for funding, and then also like school and stuff like that. So when I was in the Marine Corps, I was doing music on my own, and I do like blues rock kind of stuff, and put out my first album, and then I put out my second album whenever I got back here. And then he came up to, I think he moved in here, and then he said,
Oh, it goes way back before some of this. But
well, this is my side
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
And one day he's like, hey, so here's a bunch of lyrics that I write all the time, and
I literally gave him like a fucking book.
a book
I was
of
like,
lyrics.
Here's a book of lyrics I write.
Yeah.
And one thing I'm really good at is just taking other people's lyrics and kind of just turning them into a song. So I did that with a couple of them and stuff like that. And then
Dude, that was actually a really good one. We haven't worked on that in a while.
actually the first song that we wrote together is called What the Cat Dragged In. And it's funky. It's like weird and funky, but it was just like
kind of jazzy, right? Bluesy.
yeah.
Jazzy. Bluesy. Jazzy.
But it was like one night we were just doing what we used to do. Is everybody would get drunk every weekend and party, and people would just be here partying, and we're just hitting some stuff on the guitar and started writing lyrics.
Yeah.
We used to do a thing. We had, I think, was it Alexis?
Mhm.
What was her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, Alexis. We had like 3 or 4 people that were just here, and we were all like sitting in the studio, drinking and hanging out, and we were just playing, and just throwing lyrics out in the air, and then just writing stuff.
Vibing out. Yeah, that was a good little minute.
Yeah. We're trying to actually get back into that in like the Somerville area, just getting a bunch of musicians to just come hang out one night and just write a song, put everybody's name on it, put it out, and then, because that's what they do in Nashville
Yeah.
and other places like that. They get a whole bunch of musicians to come together and write a song and put it out, and everybody gets a piece of the pie.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely big on the big, like, have a big pie and everybody get a little small piece of that, having a small pie and get a big piece of that. But, like, oh shit, there was something I was going to say to that.
I don't know what your side of the story was.
Oh, that? Yeah. Fuck, hold on. Oh. Shit, I just lost my train of thought.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You find another train.
No, I'm just saying, like, it. So, my dad, like, we also have people that have been in the music industry and stuff. My dad's was a music producer for the Backstreet Boys for like the longest time, and now he's a local drummer. And I've always just really loved music too. But what I'm really going back to is, before we hopped on to really doing this, like, I mean, we would always hang out and like randomly just jam together. He's got your uncle had a on the beach.
Oh, condo.
Yeah, condo.
Family.
And we would like jam, and when we would do our partying thing, we would always end up jamming stuff. I'd always try to keep like a rhythm guitar, because he's fucking nasty at just ripping
Making
ripping
shit
it. So I played guitar for a while, and then I kind of stopped that. My dad forced me to play drums when I was younger. As a adolescent, I refused, which I kind of resent now because I love fucking watching him play drums, my dad. But then the one thing with the lyrics and what I thought this would vibe well with is like, you mentioned Linkin Park. I really like Linkin Park, but I've also personally like rock as well. There's a lot of underground music I listen to with like really hardcore like rock rap. And one big dude now is Hyro the Hero. He's a really dope dude on tour right now. There's another one that's called Grandson. All these underground artists. And that's the one area I never saw myself honestly being a rapper or anything like that. But I'm also a dude that's like, fuck it. We could do whatever. Like, just apply yourself. I'm big on that. And people fucking hate. I'm a little too big on it sometimes. I'm just like, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Right.
Like, just do it. But even smaller than that is just lyrics themselves. I really gravitated towards. I've always used to share them, and no one ever really paid attention. So I just felt a vendetta to myself of just like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna fucking do this. This motherfucker can play the hell of a fucking guitar and play music. I already know that. So let's just fucking mash this shit together and let's fucking do this.
Right.
So
Yeah, and that's a good way to put it. It's a mashup
Yeah.
of sorts. But
Because we don't strictly do just rock guitar stuff too. We also have like Broken Home. We released that
yeah, we
a couple
dropped
months
that.
ago.
We surprise dropped that.
And it's like a beat that I had made, and then he rapped on it, and I did a hook on it, and then it's just we pretty much just do whatever the hell we want, and then release it.
yeah.
So if we don't release it as Noisy Boys, release it as Josh Davidson and Lyrical, and we don't really want to stick in a genre. We're just gonna throw a whole bunch of shit out there.
Yeah, I saw that on your Spotify thing. So you got, 150,000 downloads, plays? What is that?
Streams.
What's that number? Streams?
Yep.
That's just
Yeah.
Spotify.
And
That's
that's,
just
that's
Spotify.
between your album, and then a combined album, right? Is
Yeah.
that 3 of them or 4 of them or something I saw?
Right. No, right now it's just those were all singles.
Okay.
So those were
Yeah.
just 4 singles that we put out.
Okay, just singles. So it's not
Yeah.
albums at all.
No. Those are just the 4 singles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my first album was nothing like I want to do anymore. And my second album was terrible. So we're just focusing on the new singles and everything, which are like industry quality kind of stuff. So,
Okay. And that's the formula that it's always going to be. You're going to stay in your lane as far as guitar and lyrics, and you're gonna rap. I mean, is there going to be any more than that ever?
Right now, because that's like it seems like that's the maximum of what we can do right now.
Mm-hmm.
But we always like to delve in because I mean, apart from that, I mean, we're worried about the finances, the branding. Like I handle the videos and marketing. He handles the music and finances of building this. So we're never against expanding our talents and doing certain things. But right now, that's the crutch.
you will see me rapping on one of these songs here soon, though.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
anything in music, I'll end up doing whatever in music, whether
Right.
it's rap, sing, or I don't know, spoken word, whatever.
Yeah.
We got
I'll do it.
He's got kind of another name called Mr. Hook because we're trying to just come on and throw a chorus or a hook on any of the songs. He's actually he's featured on our buddy TDogg's High Class.
Yeah.
You're the reason he called it High Class, wasn't it? Because of the
Yeah. Well, he had some lyrics, and I came in here. One of those weekends, I was drunk as hell, and I came in here. I was like, "Dude, let me throw this on there." And I recorded it. I was like, auto-tune shit out of it, and then that's still the recording that's on his track was when I was hammered. And I was just like, "Bah!" So it's funny because auto-tune fixed everything, but it sounded great.
Right.
So
Very cool.
Because I'm also trying to get a bunch of other people in here, and then trying to get like if they need guitar or whatever. So, anything I need to learn for us to do whatever, I'm gonna try to do
Yeah.
musically.
Hey, where do y'all play around town now? I mean, where'd you get started? What's some of your original joints that you started playing?
Persimmons Cafe was one of the. Whenever I got out of the Marine Corps and moved back here, Persimmons Cafe was the over in
well,
Somerville.
let's back up. Can we go into that for a second? So the Marine Corps, what'd you do in there?
I was a
Or how
aircraft
long were you
mechanic,
in? What'd you do? What was it?
aircraft mechanic for
Okay.
CH-53s.
All right.
So the Iron Horse. And it was 5 years.
Okay. And what made
Was
you go into the Marine Corps?
I was actually dipped into the Navy for 8 months to go Navy SEALs. And right before I was supposed to leave, I ran away to New York. And I was homeless up there for like a month and a half after some other stuff. But then I came back, got a job here, and realized that I wasn't doing anything with myself. So I went with the next best thing to the Navy SEALs and went into the Marine Corps.
Okay.
So, but my whole goal whenever I joined was to, get the school benefits, and while I was in, use the money, like whatever money that I get to pay for all my studio stuff. So like this desktop I bought whenever I got in, and started recording a bunch of my other stuff on there, and like learning all the programs and everything like that. And then I met.
So you had a goal in mind. I mean,
Yeah.
you knew what you were doing with it.
Yeah. Which
So the 5 years you knew you were getting out
yeah.
from the get go.
So I was a helicopter mechanic, and my original plan was to do the music stuff, but to also get out and work at Boeing whenever I got out. And I actually wanted to work at the propulsion plant over here. And I got out, ended up in exactly the place that I wanted to be the day I joined the Marine Corps. That was my plan. And I was exactly where I wanted to be whenever I got back here.
Yeah.
And then after 2 years of being there, I realized that it was stupid and I didn't want to do that anymore. So then I quit, and now we're just doing this, just music.
Right.
Yeah,
So it's funny to see that like my ultimate goal was one thing, and then I got it, and I was like, this isn't what I actually wanted to do.
Yeah.
the reactions to that statement of him quitting his Boeing job are always very interesting.
Everyone's like
what?
money, but you don't realize that money is stupid until you don't ever have any time to spend it, and all you're doing is stacking it.
Right.
He was
Yeah.
also working the night shift too. We were trying to do this stuff, and it just wasn't quite working with what we had going on.
Can't do
either.
shows,
Yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, this is a full commitment. If we were still at that pace, which there's lots of people that do work around certain stuff like that. But I mean, we're not in high school. So we're trying to bring up that pace to, be successful musicians and not be fucking like 60. Like, just, we want to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the other part while I was in the Marine Corps is I worked with my best friend at the time, Dalton. He was my drummer. He's the one that I started doing a bunch of shows in North Carolina where I was stationed. And we would play shows all around there, like Biagio's and...
Where were
North-
you? Lejeune?
Yeah.
Camp Lejeune? Yeah.
Yeah, well, New River, but the same
Yeah.
basic thing. And we started doing shows over there. So actually, because I got to know a bunch of the restaurants and bars and people over there. So whenever we came back here and we started doing Noisy Boy stuff, we've actually been doing better going up to North Carolina and doing stuff like up in Surf City. Trailer Bar is like one of my favorent places to play.
Okay.
And then the Dirty South was another great place I love to play.
They welcome us a lot. They unfortunately aren't reopening.
Oh, wow.
I heard, yeah. I mean, I would love if they did, but
Yeah,
that place is awesome.
They never booked us to play, but we just showed up
Yeah.
one day and played 4 days straight.
We only
And then we
went
came
up-
back again and they let us play another, 2 days or something like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we did like a stint where we go from Surf City to Wilmington to Charlotte to Asheville, and they love us up there.
Yeah.
And then, trying to do anything local in the local area, it's a little more difficult come to see. Because people know your
Local, you mean
faces.
Somerville?
Yeah.
Or are you talking low country in general?
Like,
or-
Low country in
Kinda like
general.
country in general.
Really? It's tough?
Well, from the original music standpoint, it's kind of a cover town.
Really?
Well, I also see it as like your friends and family are here, and your friends and family aren't going to see you as somebody important to see. At least that's what I think. They're like, oh, Josh is going to do his thing, or
Not like, hey, I'm gonna go to that Shinedown concert. Like, hey, we're gonna go to that Noisy Boys concert.
because
Like,
you kind of become more of a name than you are as a person.
Yeah.
So you feel like up in North Carolina, you're nobody and people are coming out to see
Exactly.
nobody. Is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But here,
not nobody's, somebody's.
but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but
they
here,
don't
you're
know,
somebody, and people are
Yeah.
just coming because, hey, I know these guys. It's not
Yeah.
really for the love of the music.
Exactly.
It's just to be a friend.
That's why something like a listening room like you have, those are awesome. I really,
Yeah.
you know, you're not background music.
Yeah.
You're actually like, yo, this is awesome. There's like, or it might not be good, but at least we have your attention.
Yeah.
Like respect.
That's one of the reasons because I love that Homegrown Brewhouse because we're supposed to play there March 7th, but it's only a 2-hour show,
Yeah.
which means that I can do original songs for 2 hours. Because
Yeah.
everything else around here has to be a 3-hour show, which means I have to play a bunch of covers and all this other stuff like that to kind of like fill the time and mostly around here like pique people's interest and everything because they're not there to listen to you. They're there to do
Right.
them and just
But I mean, it's kind of
Have
a thing
music.
where you got to kind of feel the room out too sometimes,
Yeah.
right? I mean, if you're in there and you can tell people are kind of losing interest, you can throw a cover in there to kind of
Yeah.
pick them back up a little bit and something
Yeah.
they can sing to, whatever.
He is good at performing covers. Don't get me wrong, but we haven't been. We don't want to get stuck in that bubble.
Yeah.
That's it, really.
Yeah. And that was the cool thing about Homegrown originally is we were only doing original tunes because we didn't have the licensing or anything like that. The ASCAP and all these other licenses to play cover tunes. So it was cool. People would come in there and do the original stuff, But now we've expanded and you can do a little bit of both. But
It's great that you mentioned ASCAP because a lot of, we want people to also know that we do music, but it's not all just fun and games. Like, it's also a business.
Yeah.
Like, and people, when you have establishments like that know ASCAP and BMI, those are, to anybody watching, it's performing rights organizations. Definitely look it up. A lot of knowledge. Spent the first year doing all this stuff, looking all that stuff up. But it is a business. So like, we're not just here dicking around. We're making the videos, we're making the branding, we're talking to people. Josh is networking, I'm networking and doing those things, So I like that people know that shit.
That's
Yeah.
one of the reasons why we stopped playing. Like you said, where do we play around here? Persimmons used to be one that we would play all the time, but it was like a, cafe kind of thing where people would come and eat and it would just be there. Or a couple other places. It just kind of, was it the Ari's thing about the
Herstand?
30 points or something like
30
that?
points.
And
Ari
it's-
Herstand. Great fucking dude, by the way.
It's like the money that you get from it, how much you enjoy it, and then publicity.
Mm-hmm.
And you give a 10-point scale on each one. And if you don't get over 15, then you don't do the gig.
right.
So we kind of stopped playing any kind of like little cover cafe shows and stuff like that.
That makes sense. And it's good that you've come to a point that you can do that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like when we did a for my True You single release, we did a big thing and did nothing but original songs and everything. We did it at Tin Roof.
Yeah.
And
That's
when we
actually-
do big events like that, that's when like the people in our local area want to come to instead of being like, come this Saturday and then this Sunday and then this Monday, this Tuesday, Thursday, keep coming to see our same show over and over again in the same area.
Yeah.
Gets kind of
we want to
repetitive.
go on tour. Like,
Yeah.
But Tin Roof is actually one of the spots. Like, if you're talking locally, that is one of the spots.
They've been
treat
so
their-
nice to us.
Yeah, they're nice to us. They're nice to all their performance. The sound guy's great. Todd, forgot his last name, but
Todd's amazing.
Yeah, Todd's amazing.
Yeah.
But do you know about Tin Roof? in
I
West
know
Ashley?
about it. I've gotten invited out there many times. A good friend of mine, bartends out there, Chris Filan, is out there quite often. He's a musician as well. He's getting ready to open up a House of Brews West Ashley over in West Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
There's one in Mount Pleasant. He's opening up a second location there. But to answer your question, no, I haven't been there. I've gotten invited many times, and I keep missing it because I work Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights. The
Yeah.
music nights of town. That's when people are playing. So it's hard for me to get out and see a lot of live music.
Well, if you can, I'd recommend checking it out.
Yeah.
We had our release show on Tuesday in the afternoon.
Yeah. Oh, what's it, Tuesday?
Yeah.
When's your birthday? Was it
I'm
Tuesday?
pretty sure it's Tuesday.
Yeah, we released it for his birthday. Crazy thing about that fucking, if you want to know about his release party,
Yeah, sure.
we had some people helping us out trying to promote it and stuff, and things weren't panning out. We had a sponsor, we had a guy helping us out trying to promote it, and things just didn't work out. And people were like, guess it's not gonna happen. And we're like, what? We're not going to happen. The venue, we don't have a venue of all this shit. Nice people. We're not dogging them on the people they are, but we're like, this still needs to happen for us. This is business. Yeah. So I spent the whole fucking next day, 24 hours, calling everybody I knew. I was like, yo, can we do something? And I finally hit up Tin Roof. Last thing I actually fucking hit up. And at that time, we didn't really know him too well. But I called them. I called the sound guy, and they called me back. And they're like, yeah, we can do it for you guys. Like within a matter of 24 hours. And then we got it booked. We were able to do it. They treated us really well there. So it was really cool that they were able to turn around, because they didn't have to. They could have had another show. Yeah. They could have had anything going on, but they fit us in. So it was a really cool experience. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to getting over there eventually. Yeah. And my roommate and his band has played over there a couple of times as well, but I just can't make it. Yeah. I just can't make it.
Yeah.
I'm going to get there eventually.
I mean, it's a truck from here to fucking downtown. You know, we go, what?
So now Paul's living over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But nice. We're also more secluded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah.
So you still work for Boeing?
Nope.
You dropped that? Okay.
Yep. Last year.
Do you mind? I'm going to grab another beer. Anybody want one?
No, go ahead, man. I'm good. I'm good.
You good? Here? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Want to water or anything, man?
No, I got water down here in my cup. Appreciate it. But, yeah, so I kind of don't want him to miss out on the conversation. But so speaking of music venues, there's something coming up at the Poorhouse too, right? Isn't there something y'all are doing with those guys? Or have you played there before?
We haven't played there. We were looking to get into the Poorhouse once we finish this album we're working on. But 9 to 5 magazine actually did we did an interview with them, and we're in their magazine and everything. But
is that a local Somerville magazine or a Low Country magazine or what is it?
They're local. They're having a party for the magazine release or whatever over at the Poorhouse.
Okay.
He would know more about this, but they have a bunch of other bands playing over there and everything like that. Yeah, he knows more about this thing. The Poorhouse, 9 to 5 magazine.
Oh, yeah. What's the question?
He was asking about what was going on over there, because it's their fifth edition. Fifth edition.
Second, yeah. Fifth edition. Yeah. And this one's called the...
But no, we were just talking about music venues, so I brought up the Poorhouse, because I thought you had mentioned something about the Poorhouse. So he was just telling me about the 95 magazine and all that.
Yeah. Well, did you mention... Josh has never been over there. You never been over there, till like a month ago?
I've only been there twice. That place is great.
At the Poorhouse?
Yeah.
To me, it's the best place for music in
town.
town.
I've lived here my whole life, and I've only been there twice in the past 2 months.
We
first time ever
blossomed late into the whole music, really embracing the music thing. Yeah. Which is funny because I always thought it was just me, and then I was like, "Oh, Josh kind of did too." And I was like, "Oh, well, I guess this is our fucking time in music." But
I have a lot of musician friends.
Yeah. the Poorhouse. That place is dope.
Right. So that's going to be a party. So when is that? Do you have a date on that?
Yeah, that's March 29th.
March 29th.
You're middle of telling it. So.
Yeah, well, I was obviously wrong about the edition and everything.
It's the 5th edition, and it's actually called the Golden Issue, which was really fucking cool.
We got on the Golden Issue.
But yeah, so that's Noisy Boys is in there. Taylor, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, Czerwinski. I might be fucking butchering that.
Right.
She's the photographer and owner of the company. And she's really cool. But she does a complimentary photo shoot or interview, one of the two, with it. So that was our first interview as Noisy Boys in this editorial. It's a seasonal editorial. Comes out every quarter, and we're in the spring edition. Yeah,
nice. Cool. So they just they showcase just businesses around town. I mean, that's what the magazine's all about.
No. It's just musicians, artists.
Just musicians and artists.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think. Pretty sure. I'm not even speaking. Actually, I might want to look at that. It's around the arts. I'm pretty sure arts musicians.
We could be wrong, but we're promoting them either way.
Yeah.
9 to 5 magazine.
9 to 5, look them up.
Yeah, I'll post a link in the show notes or something, so somebody can look it up. But
yeah,
well, that's cool. Yeah, fucking Poorhouse, man. Used to be Music Farm was my favorite place to go. Once I found the Poorhouse, their sound, their lighting, just the space, the people, the food, the beer, just everything. The whole ball of wax is, they're
They
doing
have
it
two
right.
stages, which is fucking cool. Like, we would love to get on there. Like, I don't give a fuck if we're the main stage or the side stage or whatever. Like,
Yeah, the outside stage is just as great. I mean, free show
good.
out there. Hell yeah. Why not?
Oh, forgot to mention, it is 7 p.m., March 29th, $5 tickets. So,
Oh, for the show?
yeah, for the show.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
March 29th. I think I've got that date in an email already, but I'm going to write that down.
Yeah.
See if I can
that's
get
a
out
Friday.
there. And then you said March 7th at Homegrown, right?
Yep.
Yep.
And that'll be an 8 to 10 show. Cool. So what do you do on the side? I mean, you got a day job?
Oh, just this.
Just this.
Yeah, man. We're fucking. When we said we're doing this, we said we're doing this.
Just quit everything and
Yep.
put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool, man. That's how you make dreams happen, you know?
Yeah.
People get scared and they kind of just pump the brakes on it a little bit instead of just going right into it.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're not serious about it, and you're not serious, whatever your dream is, like, you can see that being scary, but we're not, like, we're very serious about it. If we were just like, yeah, we just do music side thing, then I'd see maybe, like, it might be, keep your day job or do whatever, but no, we're serious about it. But as far as the question goes, I used to work for tech companies, doing senior quality assurance, and I was treated well and whatnot, but at the end of it all, I ended up getting laid off a couple years ago. And at that time, I was actually having, like, a lot of anxiety. I was like, something's not right. I wanted to step down. They wouldn't let me step down. So I was like, all right, cool. But because I was feeling something, I wanted to go do more. And a week later, I got laid off. I was like, well, fuck. I guess the universe is telling me I need to do this. So it was actually kind of good timing. And then that's when we started just fucking... It went from like this to, let's fucking do this. Let's take off and fucking do this.
Yeah.
It kind of came in like a bulldozer a little bit, but,
Yeah. And I mean, sometimes that's what you need is that push, that's something, whatever you want to call it, magical to happen and push you in that direction. And then, like I said, you got to put all your energy into it. If you don't, it's probably not going to be successful. I mean, you can't just go in half-assed.
Yep.
Yeah.
And don't chase after things you don't need.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to do this whenever you don't have a whole bunch of excess bills that you didn't need to begin with.
That was the
Exactly.
big thing about both of us. Like, financially speaking, we've always, like, looked at, we've always looked at our finances really well and managed that really well. And then I never look at anything like, I mean, he, his expertise from Boeing and all that stuff, like, motherfucker builds all kinds of shit. Sometimes a little too much. He's like, let's just go buy that shit. It's worth it. He wants to build fucking everything.
Yeah.
And he's handy at it. I don't discredit him for that. But I'm like, dude,
We had trying to make things simpler, like when you go do like little small gigs and people roll up and they have to set up all your speakers and all this other stuff like that. Instead of doing that over and over again, they sell, like gig boxes that you can just throw all your equipment in and everything like that. And I was like, I'm going to build something. So I built this fucking wooden box that was so heavy.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah,
I
it's probably
tried.
heavy
I
as fuck.
tried.
Terrible.
I tried to tell him, like, yo, dude, you don't. We have, like, he didn't. I guess I didn't communicate it well, but that right there, that box, like, I
That
knew
thing
of
is
those.
beautiful.
I knew of
Amazing
those.
now.
I knew of those from just watching concerts and my dad being. I was like, I never really communicated it well. I'm like, dude, you don't need to build this fucking box. It worked for a moment, but
Yeah.
It was cool when you don't have to go upstairs.
yeah,
Right.
It was great.
yeah,
You still got it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything was like Velcroed down and all that stuff like that, so you could lay it on its back and none of the equipment flopped around everywhere.
People who saw it actually liked it. Like, it's usable.
It's cool that like
Right, just
doors
needs
and
different
stuff. You
materials.
could flip the doors open and you could do whatever you want, like promotion wise on all the doors and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had a little baby generator in there, I would still use it because I'd just
Yeah.
roll it around town and be like, "Yeah, what's up?"
Nice.
But I mean, like, those expertise fucking really helps with a lot of those things, and I learned a lot from my QA stuff, like all like the video fucking and marketing and all that stuff. We learned a lot of this shit on our own. It
Yeah.
just was like, just building and stuff. Like I'm very detail oriented, so I handle that and all the stuff we do. So there's a lot of things, growing up, applying life to life.
Right. So how did y'all get into all this stuff? I mean, how did you figure out video and audio and splicing and editing and putting all this shit together?
Yeah, the audio stuff. Like I said, whenever I went in the Marine Corps, I bought this and started learning how to use like Logic Pro and started doing all my own stuff. And then I got out and started diving more into it. And then we started working with a guy in California doing all of our like mixing and stuff. And then just, what I started to realize that the music industry isn't really like a hold on to all of your secrets kind of thing. Everyone just talks. There's really no secrets. Everybody's trying to build off of each other anyway. So, like, I was like talking to him and being like, well, our equipment is this and this, and he's like, you should get this stuff. You should get this. AJ Afterparty,
Shout out
in California. This is pretty much Noisy Boy Studios. Is pretty much a sub company of AJ Afterparty when you think about it, because like our audio interfaces and like our microphones and everything, he's been like, you should get this, you should get that.
Not that microphone. He
Not this one.
He doesn't want his name
He
on
hates
that
the
microphone.
Aston microphone.
But that microphone you're on, that shit has changed our
Roswell
life.
Delphos.
Yeah.
That thing is amazing.
Yeah, it's
But,
the gear. Like
All the gear stuff.
Yeah, he's a little more versed in the gear aspect. But to any artist watching this, your gear is fucking important. Your gear is important.
That microphone changed all of our recordings.
Yeah.
And that and working with other studios, because we did True You. I did that at Hybrid Audio Solutions. He did one of his songs at Hybrid.
Yep.
And just going there and just watching their process and like learning stuff kind of helps us over here. And I used to think it was like corporate espionage kind of thing, but it's same things you find everywhere. It's just seeing somebody else do it, and you end up doing your own way anyways.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
it's all a very helping community.
Costello Studios over here in this area, we're working with them right now doing like mixing courses and stuff like that. Because you can always learn more.
Yeah.
That's what I'm realizing. Even the people that we work with to send our stuff to, they're like, "Oh, I just learned this the other day." I'm like, "Well, you've been doing great mixes for us, so apparently you can always learn something else."
Yeah, for sure. And I'm definitely learning big time. And it's kind of like the craft beer, industry. I mean, most businesses out there, they're kind of at each other's throats. They're trying to kick the other one out. They're trying to get a monopoly and do things. But craft beer is very collaborative, the same way the music is, I think. Yeah. And podcasting and anything else. I mean, people are trying to collaborate and do stuff together instead of separating each other.
I think that's a big thing about America, corporate America. It's always about winning against the other
versus them.
Yeah, instead of like, yo, let's work together. We can all fucking win. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
because when you think about it, that's like the same thing with like music. If you got all these songs that are the same 4 chords throughout the whole thing, but they don't even sound like the same songs.
Yeah.
So you can do the same thing over and over again and just tweak something little, and it becomes something completely different. So there's no point in really hiding anything.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certain things that just like out of etiquette you kind of do. Like you don't want to drop your entire discography, like. Because people will get bored. Like if you drop 100 songs tomorrow, you're not gonna unless you're a diehard fan, you're not gonna listen to all 100 songs right now. You want a little bit after a while. So like, just certain things, and that's all that kind of business stuff we've learned. Not forcing shit down people's throats, but also owning. Like, hey, we're dropping this song. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Just check it out.
He does all the video side of everything.
Okay.
I do all the music audio side, and he does all the video
designs and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a nice mesh.
Yeah, he's been actually killing it with like learning more on the audio side, stuff like, we kind of cross like, those are like kind of our primary things, but at the same time, he's learned some things. I've opened my ear more, which is crazy because my dad is a fucking producer, and I never used to have my ear open. Like when you're listening to a song. We can listen to songs now and actually hear beyond just the lyrics, the drums, a chime, fucking all the different elements, kind of pick it apart as it's playing, which is really cool. Kind of just strain your ear, but he still kind of does it more.
I used to think he was tone deaf.
I know, he asked me that. I was like, nah, dude. I just don't I'm not training myself to do it.
Right,
But,
people listen to different elements.
Yeah.
For sure.
yeah, you little fucker. Like, you asked me that question. I was like, nah, man. I was just like, what the fuck? So, but, and also vice versa, from the marketing standpoint, like social media and videos, he's been understanding more, like doing different like elements and stuff. But, we all have our strong suits and whatnot.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that wholeheartedly. And as a solo guy, I'm having to do all of it, and it sucks, man. But I keep thinking about going down to Trident Tech or something and just trying to get some student that just wants to intern and that's in audio and video, for a degree or something.
We want to do that too.
Yeah, we've been thinking about it because it's solo. That's fucking hard as fuck. But like, we think it's fucking hard, just two of us. But it's having two or more people. Something about it, you have a leg up. Just like working together, you to other people, you have that collaborative feel and whatnot. Like it's been really helpful because doing this by ourselves. I mean, I know Josh could probably do it by himself, but
I was doing it by myself, but I didn't do any of the whole promotion stuff. I was just like, "Here's my album."
Yeah,
that's the one
Everybody
aspect
check it out.
Brought the table is like, you know what, we want to be rock stars. Just fucking be rock stars.
Yeah,
like I'm gonna make this motherfucker a rock star. Like,
but it takes a lot of effort. There's a lot of pieces to that puzzle. Like you said, the PR part of it, the audio, the video, the social media aspect, the getting out, shaking hands, playing the shows. It's a whole big ball of wax. You got to do all of it to be successful.
Fun and games. Like, it is enjoyable, but yeah.
In order to be a musician, you got to be a person of the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you just got to get out in the middle of the interstate and play some tunes, right?
Yeah.
Good segue.
Yeah.
Good fucking segue.
Right.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
Get everybody out.
So let's talk about that. What happened there? What was going on the interstate to begin with that the traffic was stopped that badly?
I think somebody ran into one of those, get over signs.
So
They didn't get over.
Oh, yeah.
And then just hit it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm laughing. I'm
And
sorry.
there's like pieces of the thing, the sign or whatever, all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
But when we ended up driving by, the cars or whatever were gone. But
Yeah.
yeah, we were completely dead stopped.
Right. And this was nighttime, right? I think I saw
it was like
dark.
midnight.
Oh,
And
really?
we were
That
there
late?
until probably 1
No,
o'clock.
it was like 1 o'clock. I think already like 1 or something.
Was it?
It was like midnight.
Yeah.
We were there for like 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah, it was a good time.
That actually whole week was an experience. But yeah, we went down to play an open mic at Tommy Condon's, which they've been great to us too. Every time we show up, they've been digging the music. And we were stopped there. Not even. It was I-26, 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. We sat there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like, well, we're gonna fucking be here for a while. And anybody that knows me, even though I do talk a lot, I'm sure y'all can tell, I do talk a lot. I'm also a man of action and not many words at the same time. So I just fucking got out of my car, didn't say a damn word, went to the trunk, got his guitar, just grabbed it, climbed on my roof. My little thing, the sunroof was open. Looked down. I was like, "Yo, dude, you gonna join me?" And he didn't say anything either. He just climbed through my sunroof.
Oh, yeah.
And we just started jamming right there.
Yeah.
At least until the cop drove by and was like, "Get back in your cars." And we
Oh,
were
really?
like, no. And he was like, "It's $1,500 fine." We're like, "We're getting back in our car."
Yeah.
And then he left, and we were like, "All right, we can get back out and play again."
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, man, I mean, we're not going
He's not
anywhere.
coming back.
Like, we're not going anywhere for like an hour. But at that same time, a woman out of nowhere fucking came up with her son, who turned out to be blind. I believe his name, Levi.
Yeah,
Levi. And they were enjoying the tunes. It was surreal, man. I know you said like on the last podcast, like you're joking around. Maybe it was staged.
Yeah.
I could see that being staged, but our good friend Heather, she was with this.
She was asleep in the car.
Yeah.
She was also really drunk.
So,
She
yeah,
missed the whole party.
There was another girl was recording it from her car and putting it on social media and everything.
Very nice.
And it was cool.
yeah, that was a very cool sentiment, man. Like we got to do it. Like being in that moment was really cool. But I woke up that morning and I saw this thing tagged for the Noisy Boys. I was like, oh, what's this about? I read it. I was like, that is unbelievable. That and like one of the last lines in her post was saying, you know, this is what matters. This is what it's all about. Shaniqua McCants. She's also a really good, another artist, really good soulful singer. We just met on that highway, but I was really moved by it, and you know, from there, and then you got on top of it, and then like it was just a really cool fucking week.
Yeah.
It was wholesome. Wholesome was the word.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, our buddy
Took him like 4 days to figure out that word.
Yeah,
He was like, this feels like something, but I can't figure out what it is.
Yeah, I kept going, man, this is an extraordinary moment. It's unbelievable. It's incredible. And our buddy Aaron just comes in. He's like, yo, dude, that was a really wholesome experience you had. And I was like, that's the word. I was like, that's the fucking word I'm looking for. Wholesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's awesome, man. That sounds like a fantastic time.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I mean, you could do that pretty much every day of the week around here with the traffic.
I mean, yeah, we'd love to stop
Oh,
traffic.
yeah. Every morning at 7?
Yeah.
Yep. On the way downtown?
Shit, we
That's
might
why I
need
gave up the corporate world, man.
We might need to find a way
too.
to do that
Yeah.
somewhere. Just set up like a little area.
Set
where
up a Google tracker that tells us when there's like super huge accidents
just go to
and
it.
everybody stopped for like hours on end.
Oh, we need to go there. How are we going to get through the traffic? Oh.
Jump the fence.
No, we go to like find the traffic and go to just go to like a corner spot. Ashley Phosphate.
Looking for traffic.
Ashley Phosphate. Seriously, you know Ashley Phosphate, right?
Oh, I grew up
There's a
on
good
that
name
show,
for
so-
it. Looking for traffic.
Yeah, looking for traffic. Looking for traffic jams.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, looking for
Jams.
traffic jam, just traffic jams. Yo, we're always like thinking of shit. Like we're just like, oh, and he'll say some shit like real. He's fucking punny as fuck.
Well, that was the word I used when I tagged you guys was the traffic jam, and that's the same way I meant it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamming in traffic.
Dude, traffic jams.
Good.
We should just go to the corner of Ashley Phosphate and the interstate because no one's ever gonna get out of there alive, and we're just gonna start jamming. And Matt's right around the corner. He'll love it. He'll get off work, come see us. Bunch of fucking hobos, just fucking chilling.
Nothing wrong with being a hobo.
I don't know.
Good time.
It is good. No bills. You're good. Play music. Fuck it.
I keep looking at his thing up here, man. It's still off the charts.
Oh man, yeah, dude. I get really excited, man.
As long as they don't touch the top and bottom, we're good.
Nah, we're good. We're good, man. I get excited about this, man.
That's what compression's all about. I know what that is now.
You know, fuck it. I'm a passionate dude, man. When I feel something, I'm excited. I'm like, fuck it, all in. So,
Yeah. What do you guys do in your spare time when you're not playing music, when you're not doing whatever in the studio? What do you do for fun?
decompress.
Jump out of airplanes. That's what I'm leaving on Thursday. I'm going to stay up at my drop zone in Andrews, South Carolina.
Okay.
And you're going to go do some skydiving and stuff. That or we just get in the RV and drive somewhere. And I mean, it's still kind of business, but we drive somewhere and just like one of our favorite places is to go to Asheville and just go walk around on the street,
Yeah.
play guitar and sing and stuff, but not even actual like business purpose. We just walk from bar to bar, play a couple songs, go in the bar and drink, and then go to the next bar, play a couple songs, drink there.
Yeah.
Our last experience there
It's
was
kind of like
actually,
gypsy musicians.
Yep.
it was actually really fucking cool.
You turn it into not work. You turn it into we're just hanging out, and then we also play music. So,
Right.
A guy, the first time we did that, a guy, we were passing a dude, and he goes, we were singing What the Cat Dragged In, and he goes, hey, and we both turn around, like, what's up? He's like, y'all gonna play me some music? We're like, absolutely, we're in the middle of this song right now. So we turned around, we started playing with him, and then he had a tip bucket on his guitar case, and he tipped us. It was really fucking cool. And then literally we walked like 2 blocks, and we're in this big intersection, and a bridal party like came up, and they were jamming. We got a whole video footage of that trip, and it's on like Instagram and stuff.
bridal parties always make for the best stories for all of our adventures.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, they were.
The one in Surf City.
Oh god, so
That was funny.
But that one you remixed Diamond Rings, one of your songs.
Yeah. She was blowing on a dick whistle.
Dick Whistle.
Yeah.
The Diamond Rings, the Dick Whistle remix.
Yeah. That was great. I like to do a lot of on the fly, making up random stupid shit in the middle of my songs. And it just turns into
But they were cool.
a remix.
I actually keep up with one of them, real sweet girl. But that was a cool fucking experience, man.
That's the fun thing about the whole music aspect is you can turn it into, it can be a job, but then it could also be like your downtime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're like, when you stop focusing on it, the job part of it, and then you just start, going back to the fun part of it.
Right. And sometimes it's practice even, right? I mean, when you're out,
Yeah.
you got 2-3 people listening to you, you're just
Yeah.
working on some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that is one thing is, we're doing, and we'll never stop doing what we need to do, but, eventually it might be nice to get a different manager than ourselves, or a promoter or something like that. So, like, just to help out, that sees the vision, not to just fucking come in here and try to, hop on the money scheme. Like,
Make it stick to a genre.
Yeah, no, like, that's another thing about, doing it all ourselves. We're independent. Like, we're doing this all out of pocket. We don't have a label. We are our own label. Like, we're going to do what we want to do. Just fucking support it and help us, and we'll support you back. Like, we fucking love people.
Right. Yeah. So to find somebody without their own agenda is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That will jump on your train and.
But even at the same time, that person's going to, probably have some dreams or aspirations, whatever. And I'm all big, like, yo, dude, go, like, do your thing. Like, the full circle thing. Like, you're going to help us out. Most likely going to help you out. Like, that big thing. It's not, a lot of people think it's a selfish career. And it takes some selfishness to realize what the fuck we're doing. But it really, at the end of the day, like, like you said earlier, you got to be a man of the people.
Yeah.
Like, we're entertaining people. Like, it's a little like give and take.
Yeah.
So,
I know you said, we mentioned BMI and ASCAP and things like that, and the monetary aspect of things, getting your music out there. You're not just doing this for free. Where do you think the music industry is going right now? I mean, are you looking at doing albums? Do you think that's where the money is anymore? Or do you have to get out and just play live shows? I mean, I guess what I'm saying, where do you guys see yourself going? What direction are you going to be recording artists? Or are you going to be touring artists? Is there a difference? Are they the same thing? Can you do both?
I think it's never going to go away from live music and studio. Because live music is where most musicians make their money. Because streaming and everything, you don't really make too much money unless you're like, you get a fuck ton of streams.
Yeah.
And everything like that. And like, people don't really buy music and download anymore. Everyone's streaming everything. So you can make some money off of it, but at the same time, so we're kind of trying to do both either way.
I mean,
well, let me ask you this, because I don't know how this whole thing works, but I pay for an iTunes subscription, a monthly subscription or whatever. I pay for Spotify. Where does that money go? Do the artists get any of that money?
So I spent like the first year or two fucking trying to figure all this stuff out. It's divvied out. So any subscription, but even Netflix, like anything like that, it's all divvied out. And then they're broken down. It's broken out as like percentage, like a tier kind of thing. Like I think the example was used, like Taylor Swift's the biggest artist or whatever, so she's gonna get, I think, the biggest chunk of the pie, and then the art, then it divvies down from there. If that makes any sense, like we all get a portion. Down. We all get a portion of it. That comes from the streaming aspect.
You get like a percentage of a percentage.
Yeah. So this is why we tell people, like, it's very important they stream our music, because we do get paid for it. We don't get a lot. We get like a tenth of a fucking penny or something like that.
But the more it streams, the more you go up the ladder.
Exactly. The more we go up the ladder, more we can continue making music and we can continue playing and stuff. I personally, big advocate, like, I really, I hate social media. However, I know the advantages of the internet and stuff like that.
It's necessary evil.
Necessary evil. And so I'm big on the internet. Like, it's a very, like, we utilize it. We have 6 people in this house, right? I'm always preaching, like, dude, all you have to do is share. Don't just like, don't just comment. Share stuff.
Yeah. Show
that you're engaged. Like, social media and stuff, it is a powerful thing. But if we do those mechanisms, there are people actually that do live off of like streams and stuff. But we don't want to also just go into that. We want to do like the live music because it's fun too. We just played what did we play last night? Crab Shack.
Oh, Crab Shack, Folly Beach.
Yeah, Crab Shack, Folly Beach. First time ever there.
Nice. Yeah, that's a cool venue.
Yeah. We grew up our life, and there's so much we still are finding out.
Yeah.
But those are cool. Not bridal party. Marriage.
Wedding
party.
Yeah.
They showed up. They digged it. So like there's nothing like human interaction, like the music.
Some of our stuff is going to be strictly studio stuff.
Yeah.
We have, because it's one of the things that we're not really trying to stay as a genre. We're kind of just doing, like, if something happens, we're going to do it. Like, leaning way left, like, rap style, or leaning way left, like, something like heavy metal. Like, more towards, like, the heavier Linkin Park stuff. We're going to do that, too.
Yeah.
So, some of the things, maybe in the future, whenever we get, like, other band members to play with us, then we're going to do some of those stuff live. But it's kind of a balance on, instead of trying to write everything expecting to play it, we're just going to write everything and then figure out how to play it.
Well, it also allows people who do discover us through like playing live, like, oh, and I think you use this analogy all the time, like, oh, you look them up and like, oh, you also did this song and that song.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, he can do more than just like this genre. So like right now we do a lot of the rock rap kind of live stuff, but the singles that we have out under my artist name and stuff are like more the hip hop stuff, which we haven't done. We actually had an Instagram follower ask if we were ever going to play Broken Home or How Hard I Play Live, which we will. It's just they're different type of songs to play live, and we just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Right.
So yeah.
Definitely want to be alive, though. Half the stuff, a lot of times when we write our songs, we're writing it with the mindset of the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're mostly ready for. Was like when we started out, like having a dream is one thing, but expecting that you're further than you are is another. Like whenever we first started out, one of the things that he would always do was he was all the way up here. Like, oh, we're, planning to be on a huge stage and stuff like that. And I'm like, we need to get on a stage first before we worry about the big stage. Yeah. And now we're kind of somewhere in the middle where it's like both of us are just like planning everything to be on a medium-sized stage, and then we'll just like fluctuate from there. Instead of like, because that was when we were playing cafes and everything, and I was the one pulling us back to be like, well, we don't need to be this big at a cafe.
Yeah.
Which, you stress yourself out trying to be this huge stage band coming to a cafe playing.
Got to play to the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, That's the cool part. That's the cool thing about our dynamic is it's like a, give and take.
I'm always the one that I'm always like, fuck it. We're gonna fucking push people.
Balls to the wall.
Balls to the wall. Like, and it's something because, I mean, when I was younger, like anybody, you have insecurities and stuff. And that's a big thing I pushed myself to. Like, literally, even growing out my hair. Like, I used to have, like, a thing because of that. My dad forced me to grow out my hair and stuff like that. And it gave me, like, insecurities. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It doesn't matter. Like, this isn't about what other people think and stuff like that. So I'm always pushing myself to be past those fears. And that's kind of why I'm always balls to the wall. And playing to the crowds. Yeah. I mean, we could do it though. I mean, we're fucking doing it.
Yeah.
So, and I had another point, but I fucking lost it. Fucking lost
That's like when we played at Homegrown the other night and nobody was there. We were like, we can curse now, right? Because they're not like a huge about profanity and everything. But
that was.
And some of our songs, we tend to write them with like, this is what we're gonna say. We're not trying to censor anything. This is what comes out of our brain.
That was actually the point I was going to make is we don't want to get stuck in, again, the cover music or the limitations of like, oh, they only play nice songs. However, like you've said also, is we do play to the room. Like we have a song that goes, fuck you, like right into your fucking face.
Yeah.
Like really into your face. But, we're a little...
We just won't play it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to compromise yourself. You don't want to bend to other people's needs, I guess, is a different thing than playing to the room and seeing what type of crowd is there. You know, like you said, you got some kids. Homegrown is a family-friendly place, so sometimes there's some kids in there. And yeah, as soon as they walk out the door, then you turn it back up. But,
exactly. Yeah. We're pretty conscious of that. I'm the one. I always kind of push things. I always try to push things. Sometimes. I'm just like, why the fuck are we doing this right now? Let's fucking go. Fuck it.
That's another reason why we wanted to stop doing those kind of shows. We wanted to do shows where we can, like, they want you to be whatever band you are.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to get more into.
Right. And that's what the listening room is going to be. You know, people are there specifically to see you. They know what you do, or they have an expectation of what you do, and you don't have to be anybody else but yourself when you come in there.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to play to the room. I mean, you
play.
Yeah.
Fucking right.
What time are we looking at right now? Do we know?
Oh, I have no idea. I'm just been enjoying this fucking conversation. It's 8:47, 8:50. So
We started probably, 7:30?
Oh, are you able to change the time?
It's at least an hour in, at least, right?
Change the time.
The menu dropped in?
2 hours.
2 hours. Is that 2 hours? Wait, what'd you get?
Is that right?
But we also had like 30 minutes of me just recording anyways. Remember?
Right.
Not maybe not 30 minutes, but like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just trying to think in my head, camera-wise, you know, what everything's all set up to do. Whenever you guys want to
I think, I'm not sure.
start doing some music, or if we got some more topics we want to talk about.
Yours is still on. So.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to play songs, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of got lost in the awesome fucking conversation.
I'm trying to think if there's anything I missed.
I mean, we also got to play with my dad.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. First time rocking stage with your pops. That was you talking about that?
Yeah. That was really cool. So, like, again, why that week was so... I mean, that was the same week we did the interstate thing.
Oh, so that's just recent.
That was the interstate thing. And then, like, you also promoting it was awesome. Like, people have been loving that, by the way. Like, you've been helping us out really well. And then people are looking forward to this podcast. And then we went to Montrose. You know where Montrose is?
Oh, yeah, I was here last night.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I watched
My dad
Ross
was,
Bond play some blues up there last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Was it good?
Oh, it's very good.
I
Yeah,
forget.
Ross Bond is amazing.
We're not Ross Bongi. No.
Ross Bond.
Okay.
B-O-N. Yeah.
But my dad was playing with he was playing his Return of the Mac. That's kind of his, I think, main gig with Chris Dotson. And he told me, and we just rolled up there just to watch for a little bit. Me, him, our buddy TDogg. And my dad looked at me and was like, y'all want to hop on real quick? And we're like, absolutely. Because my dad's kind of made a name for himself around town. I've always respected what he's done. Like, he's worked his ass off. I mean, I've got several other sisters, we have a big family and whatnot, but he does his damnedest to support the family with doing the music business too. And we're like, fuck yeah. So we hopped up there, and it was just really cool. Impromptu. They never heard the songs before, but that's how you know real fucking musicians. Him and Woody Woodcock, bassist. That dude, he slaps some bass, and he gets into it. And they never heard it, and we did one of our songs, "Shot Girls," which we actually, and we did another one, "Rock and Soul," kind of get people going, and people loved it.
That was great.
As soon as you open your mouth, this one's for ladies. Everyone was like, yeah,
it's a good time.
But yeah, that was just a really cool experience. So like, you just pile all that on within a week's time. I was just like, wow, what a cool fucking week.
Yeah, and that's cool things with musicians, man. I don't see how you guys do it, but most people can just go up and jam with anybody else. I mean, like you said, it's like what, 4 chords, 5 chords, or something. So as long as you know the chord and the key that things are in, I mean, people get up there and just jam.
Feel it out.
And it amazes me when I see, like last night, Fleming Moore was playing at Wine and Tapas, and he always has people just kind of join him and sit in with him, play the harmonica, guitar, rhythm guitar, bass, percussion, whatever, and people just seamlessly pick it up. I don't see how that works. But
we went to a place in Charlotte called was it Smokey Joe's?
Smokey Joe's, yeah.
Instead of an open mic,
barbecue
it was
joint.
like an open stage, and they had
House band
played, and then they're like, all right. And then somebody would come up and they'd be like, yeah, I need a drummer and a bassist. And then either one of the house band guys would come up or somebody random in the crowd that played drums or bass would come up and play.
Yeah.
And we got our chance up there, and like we just got a random bassist and a random drummer and played, I think, like 3 or 4 of our songs.
That's awesome.
And we got off, and everybody was like, "Oh, y'all's band sounds great." And we were like, "We don't even know these guys."
Right.
It was great.
Yeah, I think it was. It might have been Jimmy Fallon, but one of the Tonight Show or Late Night Show guys used to do a segment like that where they would pull a guitarist, a drummer, and a singer out of the audience and put them in the back room, tell them to come up with a song, and they would come out and perform it. And it was like a battle of the bands type thing.
That's cool.
But people had never played together.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome. I think it was Jimmy Fallon.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does a lot of music stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Hey, Sky.
Dog.
Hey.
Yeah, this is Sky.
Studio Dog.
She just
Yeah,
comes and goes.
I got a podcast dog as well.
Yeah. She's the queen of the castle.
Yeah.
What's up, Sky?
Well, want to play some tunes?
Yeah.
What do we think?
Yeah,
Sure.
What's up, buddy? You're on the show. You're famous. You're famous.
Check.
Toot you out.
Like I said, this thing was originally kind of about craft beer and breweries and things, but it's kind of turned into a music podcast, really.
Yeah.
But
Local stuff.
yeah,
We can get back on talking some beers.
but really the moniker is interesting, influential, and fun people from around town. So I think you guys probably fit all 3 of those.
Check. You got the
What's up, buddy?
you got the metronome going this whole time?
Do I?
Oh, you're rolling it up. No.
Oh, sorry, I just peeked there because I was like right up in that mic.
We're gonna play some music. What do you play? What do you play?
The bone.
Do you play anything?
What?
Oh,
Yeah. Perf.
we're also looking to do like, not just regular gigs, but we'll fucking do college gigs. We'll do anything like that too. Because I know we bring like a kind of a high energy sometimes, and we'll fucking do that too. Like we're open to doing all those,
Right.
whatever.
Is that my beer?
So you just want
that
to play?
was- Yeah, just want to fucking play. I mean,
Yeah.
We want to get paid too, but we
Sure.
get some beer and stuff. But right now, like you said earlier, we want to.
Money's always
We got to
nice.
get that publicity and stuff like that. So,
We do.
um,
You're rooting Groovy, and then we'll do Shot Girls.
yeah, we'll do that. Yeah,
Cool.
cool.
Do you write most things acoustically,
Yeah, usually.
unplugged?
Usually we're like drunk, and then I'm like,
Yeah, I'm like, yo,
that's a cool riff.
Let's do that.
yeah.
Yeah,
They wrote notes on the other day.
Oh man, yeah. We're not gonna talk about it right now, but when we got back from the Montrose thing with my dad, we were jazzed up, and he was like, "Yo, we gotta write a song," and he
Came up
started
with a new song.
Came up with a new idea for something that's gonna be. We were in that energy space of like people want to dance, and we're like, we're gonna make this awesome song. So
Right.
we're working on something new.
And where was that at Montreux? The front, the middle, or the back?
Oh, that was
Outside?
the middle.
Middle.
Yeah.
I like that little middle spot.
Yeah.
Bump the bass.
This song gets a little rude
And groovy.
and groovy,
It's called Rude and Groovy. Just
so everybody knows.
just so you're not confused.
Aiming for rude and groovy. Can't nobody stop me. Ain't nobody stopping me. I say rude and groovy. Can never stop me. So come and try to stop me. We're aiming for rude and groovy. Can't nobody stop me. Ain't nobody stopping me. I say rude and groovy. Can never stop me. So come and try to stop me.
Let me break it down for all those around. We the best motherfuckers up in this town, cause we're bringing that sound no one else has found. All up in the face, so the room no space, so shut the fuck up, listen to us. You can raise your cup, but it's enough. It's called us shots thrown back with the rocks like a rolling stone. Never gonna go home, hella high off of life. Never thought, think twice about lighting up a dime just to pass the time, or hyping a right. Cause it gets me excited to see all you dumb dudes and bitches fighting the reason of rhyming like I'm out of time. And even though you know they be lying, so put it in gear. raise your beers and let them know those boys are
Aiming
here.
for rude and groovy. Can't nobody stop me. Ain't nobody stopping me. I said rude and groovy. Can never stop me. So come and try to stop me. We're aiming for rude and groovy. Can't nobody stop me. Ain't nobody stopping me. I said rude and groovy. Can never stop me. So come and try to stop me.
You thought it was done, but we just begun. Bring the guns out, suns out, all the fun's out. In town now where we all throw down the groovy tunes, pumping up the sound loud. Violence mouths around, we the baddest crowds full of bitches who wanna rub a dub, shove love on us. If that's your girl, you better lock her up, cause you can't trust them and you can't trust us. We like to fuck on the bus, in the club, anywhere we want. Straight vibe and blind off all your dimes with your rhyming lines, showing the best times of their life. While you the wrong and we're the right, always turning heads but never left behind. The tale of a feather who treasures the pleasure of dirty love and all its adventures.
Now I'm all up in your face, and you ain't got shit to say, cause this is our pace, and we ain't gonna change, cause we are here to stay. So the crowd will be stomping their feet, coming at you up with the beats, so stand up and throw your seats. Rude and groovy, crowd will be stomping their feet, coming at you up with the beats, so stand up and throw your seats. Getting rude and groovy, getting rude and groovy, we're getting rude and groovy, getting rude and getting rude and getting rude and groovy, yeah. Oh no, we're aiming for rude and groovy. Can't nobody stop me, ain't nobody stopping me. I said rude and groovy, can never stop me. So come and try to stop me. Aiming for rude and groovy. Can't nobody stop me, ain't nobody stopping me. I said rude and groovy, can never stop me. So come and try to stop me. We're aiming for rude.
Yeah, dig it. What was the name of that one?
Rude and groovy.
Rude and Groovy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's
I like
sweet,
to keep
man.
it groovy. He likes to keep it rude.
Yeah, that's pretty much how that song came around.
That song was interesting how it came up.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah.
Somebody made a joke.
His brother was in the kitchen cooking or something, and he said something like, "That sound." We're in the studio downstairs, and he's like, "That sounds rude." He said something
That sounds real groovy or something like that.
he didn't say groovy or something. He said he didn't say something around that. I just misinterpreted it,
Okay.
and I was like, "You said groovy or rude or something like that." And I was like, "Hey, this is cool. This is right about a song about rude and groovy." And then bam, that's what we did.
Yeah.
I was like, you take the groovy part. I'll be rude. I'll be rude as fuck. I don't care. I'll be rude, and it meshed well.
So where is that in the hierarchy of songs? I mean, as far as what you've written or
That's one
how old it is, new it is.
Oh.
Does that
middle.
make sense?
It's middle in the newness, and it's
Yeah,
up there in the one of the favorites.
yeah. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely one of our favorites. Like
It's one of my favorites on his part.
Yeah.
For sure, because I love the lyrics to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely
just
gets.
fun.
Yeah, it's
It's
this
got a
like
great flow.
yeah.
And the tempo kind of changes when we play live. We usually get a little bit faster, and it gets a little more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then originally I wanted to take it into more like a heavier kind of thing, but it's kind of fun to do it as like a groovy, slow groovy kind
Hence
of
the
thing.
name.
Yeah, the whole crowd would be stomping their feet.
Yeah, yeah. Like during that part and stuff, it starts off more the groovy aspect, but you know, with the rest of the instruments on the track and stuff, it kind of it's just like roller coaster a little bit.
Yeah.
But it still keeps you on the ride.
Yeah. So real quick before the next one. So I know you've mentioned Linkin Park a couple times, and I have too. But who's your idols? Who do you like to emulate, or do you emulate anybody, or are you just yourself? I mean, and I'll ask you the same question.
Yeah. I mean, obviously from the rap aspect, Eminem, he's
Yeah.
a huge. For most, I think hip hop art. Actually, that's probably an incorrect statement, but Eminem definitely is a big guy I grew up on. But as far as emulation, like to think I have my own thing. I definitely try to strive when it's my personal stuff, solo stuff, a little more aggressive stuff. I'd write a lot more emotional things and try to get that aggression. So that emulation, I guess, off of Eminem or another artist named NF. He's emotional. But when we're doing anything together, I feel like it's my own vibe. But other artists' influences, not just rap though. I love 3 Days Grace, fucking 1,000 Foot Crutch, a lot of rock influences too. But I mean, you know, he showed me Gary Clark Jr. I think my buddy Matt used to show me Gary Clark Jr.
Yeah, I just downloaded his new album.
Yeah,
So good.
that stuff. Revolution, that's more of like a reggae thing. A lot of just a very eclectic kind of. I like the word eclectic, very eclectic taste in music. So yeah. I think Beartooth. That's actually I love some hardcore shit too.
Yeah.
Like just all over the fucking place. So a lot of underground hip hop though. So
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of my stuff came from. So I started learning guitar because my mom and like my family, my mom and my uncle were the only two that really played music in my family. But she used to play like Matchbox 20 and like a lot of that 90s alternative rock stuff.
Sure.
So that's what my first album's more like Matchbox 20. But then Shinedown is like one of my all-time favorite artists.
Yeah, I can see that.
We so whenever I go for my vocals, it's like creating my music. It started out as like Matchbox 20, and then like listening to like Shinedown and stuff like that. I kind of like tried to meet somewhere in the middle. Like a lot of stuff that I usually get is like Eddie Vedder vocals, just because I don't like to say that I can sing. I like to say that I yell, because I like it's a lot easier to just yell than it is to sing.
Yeah.
But a lot of my stuff I like to go towards that, like Shinedown or Blackstone Cherry is like the band that I'm really focusing for my personal stuff, my personal album, and Shaman's Harvest.
Yeah,
they're
great
like
bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I've come to learn is it's like Southern rock is what it's kind of labeled as.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I get Chris Daltrey a lot out of it. I hear Aaron Lewis a little bit. I mean, yeah, but all the other guys you mentioned as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess it's all generational for the most part, right? I mean, your influences.
Yeah.
I mean, some people, you know, your ages might say, oh, I'm the 60s, you know, Led Zeppelin, whatever. But most people, it's generational, I think.
Yeah.
What your parents listen to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of that stuff. So
All right. Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt the flow.
No. Those are
But see, that's the funny part about like with our stuff, because I have a tendency to play a lot of like funky, jazzy kind of stuff, like on a lot of our songs, like Rockin' Soul is like more of like a funky whatever. But I don't really listen to any of that music. I've never listened to that music, so it's weird that it just happens. Which is funny.
Which is actually cool, because our first time at Tommy Condon's, a couple of old friends, not our friends, but there were just some friends back there, a couple old guys, we started playing that song, Rockin' Soul, and they got on the table and just started beating along with us and stuff, and it was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
You know, like, it just got the crowd involved and whatnot.
It was fun.
Yeah, that was fucking dope.
So like I like to say these are my influences, but then you listen to it and you're like, well, it doesn't sound anything like his influences at all.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's...
My personal stuff kind of does, but like Noisy Boy stuff, I don't know where that comes from.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I think that's the cool thing about what we're doing, though, because he can bring his vibe, I can bring my vibe, and then we're cross promoting different people that don't necessarily, you know, people have their taste. Most people have their taste, and like, I just want to listen to rock, or I just want to listen to rap, and I like to fucking blend those shits. Like one of our good friends, he loves listening to like hardcore stuff like Beartooth. I don't know if Dance Gavin Dance is hardcore, but
Yeah, they're hardcore.
they're hardcore. But he listens to a lot of hardcore stuff, and he loves it. But then, and I'll listen to that. But then I'll be like, I'll listen to some fucking blues, listen to some fucking jazz, I'll listen to some country. I don't give a fuck. I listen to rap. Like,
Yeah, I listen to all of it.
yeah, I want to be able, like, that's where I think what we do is fucking dope.
Our hardest struggle is whenever we're talking to our mix engineer and he's like, all right, give me a song reference to reference off of him. And I'm like, I have no idea. Because we got another song that's like Cake. You know the band Cake?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of along the lines of that. But even then it's not, because we just don't know. I'm sure once we release the album, people will be like, oh, you guys sound just like this band and that band. But
Or
I mean,
they
I don't see
won't, and
the
they'll just be
loose
like,
connection.
"Yo,
Yeah.
you sound like Noisy Boys, bitches."
Yeah.
That's what you want, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's
But I mean, a
ultimately-
cool reference is nice too.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad at all. I mean, I was really fucking. I don't really like to throw it out there often, but I have a few people have said Eminem, and so for me to get that, I'm like,
Yeah.
wow. Let me just tuck that away because I don't want that to go to my head.
Right.
Because he's a fucking amazing lyricist and stuff.
he's phenomenal.
Like it's crazy. So yeah, stuff like that. It's wild. So I mean, you even got Shine Down. Someone said Shine Down.
We had a girl that came to cut my hair here, and we showed her my new song "True," and she was like, "Reminds me of the band Shine Down." And I was like, "No way!" Which, thank you.
So it's a little surreal
Yeah.
sometimes, but those guys, it would be dope to work with those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shine Down's they're an amazing band.
There you go, man. One day.
Yeah. Anyway, another question? Are we doing this?
Shot girls.
No, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
You-
So this next one is Shot Girls, and we
Releasing
you
it.
want to mention it?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So this next one, we're gonna wait for the 9 to 5 magazine release it then, but we're actually gonna bump things up, and we're gonna be releasing this for St. Patrick's weekend. So March 15th. March 15th. That's a Friday.
Oh, St. Patrick's. Well, yeah, that's where we're releasing it.
Yeah, that's when we're releasing it. So, get your shots ready, and I hope you guys all enjoy the song. And this is Shot Girls. So.
This one's for ladies who work with dancers. You come to save me with all the answers. Short skirts and lacy, they call you baby doll. I want the shot girl, not the one up on the pole.
Rocking out with the boys, making all kinds of noise, bringing those vibes, make you feel alive every night. So grab your girls and break it down, dance like no one else around. Leave your cares in the past, cause this is the way you shake that ass to the beat. Move your feet, nowhere else you wanna be. When you're having this much fun every single day of the week, so grab your glass and throw it back. But don't forget to tip your hats to the bartenders and the motherfuckers in this band.
Shots for me, baby, that's all that I need. I'm spinning around the dance floor, all the canastros. Are you gonna be my shot girl, chasing me down with whiskey? You and me tequila got me moving my feet, and I'm feeling so damn free.
Little freak feeling me, got me feeling fucking free. I wanna be a usher if you're doing Nikki. Smoke a hot with every shot, call it cancer on the rocks. Cause with every pour I want some more, so keep it coming like a porn. With dirty thoughts filling me up, I turn the server to a slut. Told her grab another round just so I can see that foot swaying from my left to right, spotlight in the dead of night. Cause even with these dancers, you're the girl I wanna chase with mine.
Shots for me, baby, that's all that I need. I'm spinning around the dance floor, all the canastros. Are you gonna be my shot girl, chasing me down with whiskey? You and me tequila got me moving my feet, and I'm feeling so damn free.
If you got a shot, fucking throw 'em back.
You tryna roll shot for shot for shot. You wanna roll shot for shot for shot with me from bottom to the top. Ain't never gonna stop, stop, stop. Pour another shot for shot for shot. Still rolling shot for shot with me. Never gonna stop, stop, stop. Till we go shot for shot. Can we get another shot for me, baby? That's all that I need. I'm spinning around the dance floor, all the canastros. Are you gonna be my shot girl, chasing me down with whiskey? You and me tequila got me moving my feet, and I'm feeling so damn free.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's the first song I heard from you guys, actually, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first met
Over
you
at
guys.
Homegrown?
Yeah, at Homegrown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That one's fun.
that one
Yeah, that's
that was
awesome.
real fun. That's Shot Girls, baby.
Shot girls.
Yeah, and that's March 15th. That'll be out.
15th.
That'll actually be our first Noisy Boys single.
Yes, that's first Noisy Boys single.
Was Shot Girl or Girls?
Girls.
Shot girls.
Yeah,
All of them.
Girls?
girls. S
Plural.
plural. All of the Shot
We
Girls.
need more than one.
Yeah, to bring
Always.
real fun stuff.
Cool, man.
Yep, that's the first single off of the Noisy Boys album.
That's awesome, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys having me in the studio, man. This is
Yeah,
fucking
thanks for
phenomenal.
coming
Great
through and
space.
doing it.
And we're going to see you guys on March 7th. You're going to come out tomorrow night to the Route 66? I know this will be in the past by the time this comes out.
You gotta prep for your trip, right? I think, or something.
Oh, we got our buddy's girlfriend's birthday, so we're gonna go out and do that.
Yeah.
Nice. Where's that?
Where?
I don't know.
I don't know. We're going to eat somewhere. I don't know, somewhere downtown.
Oh, so it's here local.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
not taking a trip.
No, no.
somewhere.
Oh, I think
I am on Thursday. I'm leaving. That's why I'm going to skydiving for a week.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Sky.
yeah, yeah.
Have you done that before?
Yeah, I'm certified,
Marine Corps?
not licensed, but
No, he
I just did it afterwards.
Okay.
So I'm certified. I'm not licensed yet. And that's what I'm trying to. I'm finishing my license
He knows how to scuba dive, too.
this week.
Motherfucking man of
Scuba
all
dives.
talents.
Skydive.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be a SEAL, I would see you doing all that. Yeah. Yeah.
I've done tandem jumping. That's about it. I'll get the certification eventually. It just wasn't a priority for me. But I fucking do want to do it because skydiving. Have you done skydiving?
Nah.
Oh, it's amazing.
I always wanted to, man, and then I got to a point where I said, I don't really want to anymore.
Fair enough. Nothing wrong with that.
Plenty of time.
Yeah.
Zip lining? Have you ever done that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, zip
lining's
lining's fucking amazing. Love it.
Bungee jumping.
I haven't done
Haven't
that.
done bungee yet.
I
No,
wanna
I
do
guess
that so bad.
I've kind of done bungee. You know, those things at like Six Flags or whatever, they take you up 400 feet in the air, hit your ripcord, and it just swings you out, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I've done a thing called a slingshot where it
Does
slings
it,
you
yeah.
up in the air.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Kind of bungee, I guess, but
Oh, yeah.
you bounce around for a little while.
I just want to jump off of a cliff
Yeah.
and then
I've
be
done
like,
some cliff
"Oh, I'm
diving.
attached to something."
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love all that shit. Roller coasters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man,
Where'd you
for
do
real.
cliff diving? Because I'm trying to find.
Hawaii.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't go there.
Not yet. We will, though.
We're going everywhere. Bitches.
Not having a job is nice until you want to do something.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. I say
Dope.
we wrap this thing up, man. What are we at?
Yeah.
Are we at 2:45?
2:45.
Yeah.
Mine is like 20 minutes of like just
Yeah.
roll time.
Yeah.
little-
I've got
The beginning.
Bullshit here and there, but
got quite the job to do tomorrow.
probably one of the longest ones I've done in a long time.
Well, hey, it's not on your plate.
Yeah.
Fuck
He's the one
you.
that took the reins on that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take care of it.
All right. Cool. I can't wait to see what you do with it.
Yeah, me neither.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up.
Cool.
Cool.
I appreciate you guys having me again. It's been fun. Next time we'll have you come to my studio.
Yeah.
We'll
do a
definitely do
second
that. Yeah.
About
Cool.
the time whenever you're going to drop your album or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get back together and maybe promote
Cool.
Yeah, that would be fucking dope. We want to like to try to get also on Fox 24. We had him on there for
Again,
a
yeah.
single, but we'd love to maybe get on that again to help promote that too. And
it.
then
Yeah,
through-
Fox
through
seems
you-
to do a lot of music stuff.
Yeah. Then
Yeah, they're
through
pretty
you
cool at
guys
it.
too. That would be fucking dope. Yeah, as much
Hell yeah.
promotion as possible. So
Heck yeah.
cool.
Cool,
All right.
man. Well,
Thanks
Yeah.
for coming to Noisy Boy Studios.
And we got one thing is when we say, what do we do it for? You say the noise. So what do we do it for?
for the noise.
The noise.
Yeah.
Damn right.
All right. Well, talk to you soon, guys.
Cool.
That's a wrap.
All right. Not to give it up.